Hello and welcome students. In the last video lecture, I had completed the first method of diagrammatic representation, that is one-dimensional diagram. In that I had explained you two different types of one-dimensional diagram, that is simple divided bar diagram and percentage divided bar diagram. Also, we had understood one practical sum representing both the different types of diagrams. Now in this video lecture I am going to explain you the next type of diagram, that is two-dimensional diagram. Now in this two-dimensional diagram there will be two characteristics of any particular data will be considered. In case of one-dimensional diagram, only single characteristic of the data was considered. It means either length or breadth. Okay, but in case of two-dimensional diagram, when the volume is large, then both the characteristics, that is length and breadth, are taken into consideration. So over here in two-dimensional diagram, two characteristics of the data will be taken into consideration, and in this type of diagram there are two subtypes of two-dimensional diagram. That is the first one, you can say, that is circle diagram, and the second one, that is the pie diagram or pie chart also you can call it. Pie diagram we have already studied in lower standards and secondary section also, how to draw a pie chart or a pie diagram. Okay, now in this video lecture I will be explaining you these two types of two-dimensional diagram, that is circle diagram, pie diagram, and the third type of diagram, that was pictogram. Okay, so we will be covering these three topics, practical sums related to these three types of diagrams in this video lecture. Okay, so first of all let us understand the first type of diagram, that is circle diagram. Okay, circle diagram in the volume of data. I am reading from page number 51 of your textbook, students. When the volume of data regarding two or more places, things or time is large, then circular diagrams are used to present the data. It means when the volume of data is comparatively large, at that time the data is represented with the help of circular diagrams. The volume of data is represented, now students, you are knowing the formula of area of circle, yes or no? Area of circle is equal to pi r square. Okay, pi r square. Now what is the value of pi over here? It may be 3.14 if it is mentioned, otherwise you have to take 20 by 7. So that is generally the value of pi. So here you are taking the square of r, that is square of radius. Okay, so area of circle is proportional to the square of its radius. Square of its radius, that is r square. Okay, therefore in circle diagrams, square roots of the volumes of different data are taken as the radii of the circle. So in order to find or in order to represent the data in the circle, we have to take the square root of the radii of the circle. Again repeating the sentence. In circle diagrams, square roots of the volumes of different data, it means whatever the volumes of different data that has been given to you in the question, you have to find the square root of that data, are taken as the radii of the circle. They are very large volume of data, so it is not possible to represent the data in the circular form. So in order to represent the data in a circular diagram, you have to find the square root of the volume of the data that has been given to you in the question. Okay, so that square root, then afterwards you will be converting it to small values and you will be representing it in a circular diagram. Okay, so just remember one thing, that while it is mentioned that to represent it by a circle diagram, you have to find the square root of all the data that has been given to you, and then you have to represent it in a circle. Okay, you have to take that radii of the circle and draw the circles. Okay, so now let us start with the practical sum of the first method of two-dimensional diagram, or the first type of two-dimensional diagram, that is circle diagram. For that I am taking the exercise 2.3, that is page number 55, that is question number 7. In the last video lecture I explained you question number 5 and question number 6. Now in this video lecture I am explaining you question number 7, 8 and 9 of your exercise 2.3. Okay, so let's start with question number 7. A car production company has produced the following number of cars during 3 years. It means a manufacturing company, a car manufacturing company is producing 3 different varieties of cars and how much number of cars it has produced during 3 years. That data has been given to you. Okay, represent it through a circle diagram. You have to represent the 3 circles and you have to represent these data of number of cars in the year 2012, 13 and 14 by 3 different circles. So with the help of circles, with their radii, you can easily identify that what is the growth or the selling of the cars in a particular year. Okay. Now for that you can see I have drawn a table on board. That is 7th question. The first column that is of year, second column that is production of car, then afterwards square root and radius. The radius I have found out, that is square root divided by 160. Now I'll explain each and every column of it. First of all, year is already given to you in the question, that is 2012, 13 and 14. Okay. This data of production of car of each year is also given to you in the question, that is 25,600, 1,02,400 and 1,60,000. Now this data, it is very difficult or it is next to impossible to represent in a circular diagram. Okay. So in order to represent in a circle diagram, we have to convert this data into smaller values. So in the starting of the circle diagram already I have explained you that whatever the volume of data, this is the volume of data, this volume of data that you have to find the square root of that, okay, in order to find the radii of the circle. Okay. So first of all we have found the square root of each and every volume or each and every production of cars of every year. Okay. So 25,600 you will find the root with the help of your calculator, you will get the answer, that is 160. In the same way for 1,02,400, root of it you will get 320. Square root of 1,60,000 it would come to 400. So in this way the first step you have done, that is you have found the square root. Now this square root also it is not possible to represent in a circular form, because you cannot take the radii 160 and draw a circle. Then it would be more than 5 to 10 pages and it is not possible to represent the circle with radius of 160. Okay. So this is also not possible to represent in circle. So still this data has to be made smaller. Okay. So how to make this data smaller? Over here you can see I have divided each and every square root by 160. Okay. You can take any of the value, you can take any of the number through which all the 3 data should be divided. If you are dividing by 100, then all the 3 values should be divided by 100. If you are taking over here 160, then all the 3 values should be divided by 160. Okay, so it is up to the student. Suppose I have taken over here instead of 160, I have taken over here divide by 100. Okay, so 160 divided by 100 it would come to 1.6. 320 divided by 100 it would come to 3.2, and 400 divided by 100 it would come to 4. So my radii of the circle, that would be 1.6, 3.2 and 4. Okay, so it depends upon the student. Ultimately the main aim of this type of diagram is to represent the data or the volume of the data in circle form, and from the size of the circle you can identify the progress of that particular company or whatever the data that has been given to you in the question. Okay, so over here as per my calculation at present I have done by dividing square root by 160. Okay, so 160 divided by 160 would come 1 centimeter. 320 divided by 160 would come to 2 centimeter. 400 divided by 160 you will do, then it would come to 2.5 centimeter. So this data now you can represent it in the form of circle. You can take the radius, that is 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter, and draw 3 different circles for 3 different years, that is 2012, 13 and 14. Okay, so now you have to represent it with the help of pair of compass. Now students, I have drawn with hand in simple and rough form. For you in the examination, you have to draw it perfectly, okay, by taking proper radius with the help of scale and pair of compass. Okay, now you can see the variation that I have drawn in 3 different circles. The first circle, the center point, that is the center point, and from there I have drawn the radius, that is of 1 centimeter. The second circle that is representing the radius, that is 2 centimeter, and the third circle that is representing the radius, that is 2.5 centimeter. Okay, now the first circle that is representing the production of cars in the year 2012, that is 25,600 cars. The second circle that is representing the year 2013 and production of third circle that is representing the year 2014 and the production of cars that was 1,60,000 cars. Okay, so easily any of the person just looks at this circle also, he can identify that the production of cars has been raised year after year, and in the year 2014 it has increased 0.5 times, okay, compared to the second, that is 2013. So in this way, just by representation of circular diagram, anybody can identify or anybody can analyze or come to conclusion the progress or growth of a particular company. Okay, so in this way you have to draw three different circles and represent it by a circle diagram. Okay, now after understanding the first method of two-dimensional diagram, or the first type of two-dimensional diagram, the next type of two-dimensional diagram, that is pie diagram. Okay, now already in secondary section you already understood how to find the data or how to convert the degrees. You are knowing the pie chart or the pie circle is total having the 360 degree. So whatever the data that has been given to you in the question and it is asked to you that to represent by a pie diagram, then you have to convert the data into degree. Okay, so you have to represent, you have to convert that data into 360, you have to convert the data into degree, and the total of all the data should be coming to 360. Okay, now for that I am taking question number 8 of your textbook, that is of the same page and same exercise 2.3. Let us read the question. The following data represent the percentage sales of copies of daily newspapers. It means the percentage sales of newspaper copy of daily newspaper copies have been given to you. Represent it by a pie diagram. It has been clearly mentioned in the question that you represent the following data in a form of pie diagram. Okay, so over here you can see on the board I have already drawn one table. First one, that is newspaper, that is given in the question, that is P, Q, R and S. These are the 4 different types of daily newspaper published by a particular newspaper company. And the percentage of sales, that is also given to you in the question. You can see 25%, 23%, 24% and 28%. The total of all these 4 values, that is coming to 100%, because always percentage will be calculated on 100. Okay, so here this much data, these 2 columns data has already been given to you in the question. Now you have to convert. I have already told that in case of pie diagram, always the total of the circle, the degree of the circle, that will be 360 degree. Okay, so that whatever the data that has been given to you in percentage, that you have to convert it into degree. Okay, so how to convert this percentage into degree? One example I have shown over here. You can see that is 100%, then 360 degree, right? Then for the first data for the newspaper P, that has been given to you 25%. So if 100%, then 360 degree. Then if 25%, then how many degree? It means 1/4 of 360. It would come to 90. Okay, so the same thing you have to calculate for 23% also, for 24%, 28%. As over here, 100 degree, 100%, then 360 degree. Then if 23%, then how many degrees? Okay, so in same way you have to calculate the degrees, you have to convert the percentage into degree for each and every type of newspaper. Here you can see I have calculated for the first one, the degree came, that is 90 degree. For the second one, that came to 82.8, came in decimal. So I have taken a round of figure. So sorry, I had converted into simple integer form, that is 83 degree. Then afterwards 86.4 degree, I have taken the approximate number, that is 86 degree, because 0.4 is there. If suppose it was 0.5, then I would have taken 87. Okay, you are knowing the rules, that is if the after point, if it is 5 or more than 5, then we are adding one number to the previous number. That is, if it is 86.5, then I would have written here 87. Okay. Then afterwards over here you can see 100.8 degree. It is 0.8, so it is more than 5. So I am adding 1 to 100, so 101 degree. Approximate value I am taking, that is 101 degree. So in this way you have to calculate the degree and find the approximate value if it is coming in decimals. Okay. Now you have to see that the total of all these 4 degrees, it should come to 360 degree. Okay. So I have verified that is 90 plus 83 plus 86 plus 101, total it is coming to 360 degree. Okay. Now after doing this table, we have to represent this degrees in a form of a circle, in a form of a pie chart. Okay. So here you can see I have drawn a simple circle. You have to draw it with the help of pair of compass. This is is a rough figure. You have to draw with taking any particular radius representing all the 4 types of newspapers or all the 4 degrees. Okay. Now over here the center point. From the center point, the first value that is of P. P that I have represented, that is 90 degree. So it should make a right angle over here. Then afterwards this part, that is blank part, that is representing 83 degree. Then afterwards the vertical lines that is representing 86 degree, and the circles that I have drawn as a pattern that is representing 101 degree. Okay, and students, whatever the patterns or colors, you can do colors also, different colors, in order to distinguish different areas of the pie diagram also. Instead of patterns, you can do different colors also in order to represent different areas or different regions of the pie diagram also. Okay, over here I have done different patterns, and whatever the patterns or colors you are representing in the pie diagram, you have to mention in the right side of that diagram. Okay, so that the paper checker can understand that this particular design or pattern you have done representing that particular area or that particular data or unit. Okay, so over here you can see the vertical line, the slanting lines that is representing P newspaper, without any kind of blank, any kind of pattern, that is Q newspaper. Then afterwards vertical lines that is representing R, and circles that is representing the S. Okay, so in this way you have to draw the pie diagram. Okay, so students, now we have cleared the second type of diagram, that is two-dimensional diagram. Again revising, in case of one-dimensional diagram, there are 4 types of one-dimensional diagram. That is bar diagram, multiple bar diagram, simple divided bar diagram, and percentage divided bar diagram. Now in this video lecture, I have explained you the 2 different types of two-dimensional diagrams, that is circle diagram and pie diagram. It is mentioned already in the question that you represent it by a circle diagram or by a pie diagram. Okay. Now after completing the second type of diagram, that is two-dimensional diagram, the third type of diagram, that is the pictogram. Okay, that is with the help of pictures you have to represent the data. Okay, so for that I am taking the question number 9 of your textbook, that is on your page number 56. Okay, so let us read the question first of all. Represent the following information by a pictogram. Over here also it is clearly specified that you have to represent this data with the help of pictogram. Okay, now how to represent? Okay, year that has been given to you, that is from 2010 to 2014. Then afterwards production of mangoes that has been given to you in kg, that is 1 lakh, 1,50,000, 2,50,000, 1,50,000 and 75,000. Okay, now this much large data of production, we cannot draw the pictures of mangoes of 1,50,000 or 1,20,000, that is next to impossible. Okay, so we have to convert this data by taking a particular unit or particular value. Okay, here you can see, you have to mention in the exam also. Okay, one picture, it means whatever the picture of mango, don't consider my drawing because I am very bad in drawing. You can understand these are the pictures of mangoes. Okay. Now one picture of mango is equal to 25,000 kgs mango produced. It means the one mango will be representing 25,000 kg of mangoes. So here you can see the first 2010 year, the production of mangoes that is given to you 1 lakh. Okay, so one mango is representing 25,000. So 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000. So total it came to 1 lakh mangoes. So this unit or this what you are representing, how you are representing the pictures of the particular data that has been given to you, that you have to mention in one line. Suppose you are given the production of different varieties of crops, that is cotton, rice, paddy and so on, wheat or any other production units have been given to you. So that units also you have to convert it, that one example I will be giving it to you so it would be easy for you. That is on page number 54. Over there the production of crop is given to you, that is of cotton, groundnut and pulses. That is area under cultivation, that is represented with the help of 400, 300 and such data has been given to you. So you are representing that data as one figure of crop. It means that one crop of cotton, if you are drawing, then it represents 100 acre or 100 area of that particular cultivation. So in that way, whatever the measurement you are taking, that you have to represent it by a line in the examination also. Okay. So over here you can see that is year that I have represented in the first column, that is 2010 up till 2014, and the second column, that is production in kg, that has been given to you in the question also. Now the first year, that is 2010, what data is given to you? The production of mangoes, that is given to you 1 lakh mangoes. Okay. Now one picture of mango, it means one picture of mango that is representing 25,000 kgs of mangoes. So I have to draw 4 mangoes in order to represent 1 lakh mangoes. Okay. So over here I have drawn 4 pictures of mangoes in order to represent 1 lakh kg of mangoes, because each picture of mango is equal to 25,000 kg. So 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000, total it would come to 1 lakh kg. In the same way, for the next year, that is 2011. For the year 2011, the production of mangoes that has been given to you, that is 1,50,000. Okay. So for 1,50,000, we have to draw 3 and 3 plus 6. Total 6 pictures of mangoes I have to draw, because one picture of mango represents 25,000 kg of mangoes. Okay. So 25,000 plus 25,000, 50, 50 plus 25, 75, 75 plus 25 means 1 lakh, 1 lakh plus 25 means 1 lakh 25, and 1 lakh 25 plus 25 means 1 lakh 50,000 kg. So in this way, you will be representing with the help of pictures of that particular data in the diagram. Okay. Next one, that is 2012. For the year 2012, the maximum production is given to you, that is 2,50,000. Okay. So you will be representing it with 6 and 10 pictures of mangoes. The first one, that is 25,000, 25 plus 25, 50, again 25, so 75, again 25, so 1 lakh, 1 lakh 25, 1 lakh 50, 1 lakh 75, 2 lakh, 2 lakh 25 and 2 lakh 50,000. So this picture, 10 pictures of mangoes is representing 2 lakh 50,000 kg production of mangoes. Okay. Next one, that is for the year 2013. What is the production for the year 2013? That is the same, that is 1 lakh 50,000 as in the case of year 2011. So again, we are drawing 6 pictures of mangoes. Okay. So 25 plus 25, 50, 50 plus 25, 75, 75 plus 25, so again 1 lakh, 1 lakh plus 25, so 1 lakh 25,000, and 1 lakh 25,000 plus 25 would come to 1 lakh 50,000 kg. Okay. Last one that is being given to you for the year 2014, production of mangoes, that is given 75,000 kg. Okay. So you will represent by 3 different pictures of mangoes. So 25 plus 25, 50, 50 plus 25, so it is representing 75,000 kg of mangoes. Okay. So in this way, you have to draw the pictures and you have to represent the data, whatever has been given to you in the question, with the help of pictogram, with the help of pictures of that particular data that has been given to you. Okay. So today, students, we have completed all the different types of diagrams, that is 1-dimensional diagram, 2-dimensional diagram, and the third type of diagram, that is the pictogram. Okay. In the next video lecture, we will be doing some of the typical sums of exercise 2. Till then, goodbye, keep practicing, stay blessed.